Hello friends, today we're going to talk about a trick called precasting to go along with the Yule's itemization video that just came out. This is a trick that you use with Yule's. You can use it with Scythe of Vice, Lion Hex, Shadow Shaman Hex, any instant cast disable. The disable part matters because otherwise you don't care about this trick. It is so that you look like a hacker, really, and that when someone blinks in, you instantly cast your item and disable them, and they're like, oh, you cheater, I'll report you, I hate you, that kind of deal. So the way normal casting works, we're here next to Axe. If we're within range of Yule's, we just use it, and Axe gets Yule's immediately because it's an instant spell. If we're outside of the cast range, we will walk up to Axe, and as soon as we enter the range which we can cast it, we will. Let me move it a bit so you can see it. That is the foundation. It's that when you give the command to use Yule's, your hero will instantly do it as soon as it is possible. So that could be from us walking up, or it could be Axe blinking in. This trick is usually specifically to counter initiate initiators, people who are going to blink in and use their spells. So, for example, the way that might look, Axe blinks in, instantly cast. Because Axe was outside of range, my hero tried to walk up. As soon as Axe blinked in to, theoretically call me, I cast Yule's. Now, sometimes it's not going to be on us. It's going to be on our carry, and this is usually where this has more practical application. So, for example, sieging high ground, this is probably when it happens the most, but it could happen at other team fights, where we are backing up our carry. Let's pretend Drow's hitting this tower, and we see Axe come in because we have this high ground ward. So Axe is going to walk up to here, blink, call. I see Axe, I press Yule's on him. Even though I lost sight for a little bit, the command kind of stays, and when he blinked into range, I instantly cast Yule's. So this way, Drow did not get called, and hopefully she can react and back away. She's not a potato. But this way, we're theoretically saving our carries from getting initiated on. What are the limitations of this trick? Well, one, it has to be within this cast range, So let's say I cast this on Axe, but then I'm not in range yet. So that's not going to help me. Eventually I'll walk up into range and then do it, but the initiation has gone off at that point. And if it's something like Axe call, okay. But at any other kind of stun, like the carry is stunned, and even though I, then Yule's the initiator, the other team members might be following up, and it's kind of late at that point. The other issue is that your hero walks up to do it, So let's say Axe is showing back here, but he's waiting for this call opportunity. Actually, let's put him more realistic as he's at the side, and Drow is hitting here, and we're I don't know when Axe is gonna go. So what we have to keep doing is click Axe, and then we don't want to get out of position ourselves either, because even though technically we could be next to Drow and this trick would work to blink initiate or to counter initiate his blink call, but if they had a Jakiro, anyone else with a spell, that could still hit us and they might just kill us from range. So we still have to keep our distance, and it gets a little tedious if it's off screen like this, where we have to okay, click Axe, okay, this is too far, I'm gonna move back, now I'm gonna do it again, okay, back, Doing this is a little awkward, and anytime you're clicking away to back up, the Yule's is not pre-casted, and we have an issue there. Where if you were to initiate, then we wouldn't react in time. So I don't really have a trick around that. That's just the limitation of the trick. And so if you can wait for some kind of sign where it looks like he's going to go in, so that first example is when I saw him enter here, and he looks like he's heading directly to Drow. That is my thought process, okay, it's time to do this, and hope that he blink calls there. Otherwise, if he's just standing here menacingly but not actually blinking, then it's okay, this is kind of awkward, where what do I do? The alternative to precasting is to just spam click on top of Drow. So as soon as Axe blink calls, let's say he gonna walk up to here, blink call. I don't know when he's coming in, but I'm just spam clicking it and hoping that by the time he that it works out in my favor, that when he blinks in, there is a delay in call, and so if I'm clicking fast enough, I'm just going to Yule's him before he can call. Now, sometimes you don't know exactly where he might blink, right? In that case, I did it. I did know where exactly where he's going to blink. But, for call, he could be here, here. He could be in this AoE around her. And if it's like another hero that has a wider initiation, someone like Slardar or Tidehunter, then this trick, doesn't quite work because you have to be like, I don't know, it's going to be somewhere here. And it doesn't work if there are any other targets on top of Drow. So, like, say Axe is here, but I'm trying to blink, or I'm trying to cast Yules on like an Earthshaker coming in. Then it's like Axe is in the way, like I might accidentally cast it on Axe when I'm trying to do this trick. Or if there are creeps surrounding Drow, I might use it on them. So when possible, when I can see the hero I'm trying to cast it on, I want to pre-cast it on that hero because it will, it'll instantly target Axe even as he blinks in amidst like a ton of creeps or something, or a bunch of like PL illusions. Although hopefully Drow's never on top of like PL illusions, that would be bad. And this trick is also good if you can't actually see the hero. So like I know Axe is looking, let's pretend we don't have this ward. I know that Axe is looking to go on Drow, but I can't actually see Axe, so I can't do the pre-casting trick, I just do this. Now, this trick is also more effective if you have increased cast range talents. So like Aether or this cast range talent that Dark Willow has. This makes my cast range on Yules much larger. For example, here versus here. And that gives me a bit more leeway in being able to stand further back, enable, where's Axe? Enable to do this like pre-cast trick where I walk up and I have more room where it's like, I'm not out of position and he might blink like all the way over here, and that's still okay. It's covered by my increased cast range. Now, for most initiators, there is a delay between blink and initiation. Earthshaker is known for his instant initiation, but this can still work. But it's iffy. So most players, actually I don't know if this is true, but I feel like Shift Q is not that popular. Most people will blink and then press ultimate. Obviously not with that level of delay. They're gonna like blink ult like that, which is pretty fast, but not faster than instant Yules. So if a player is doing that where they blink and then ult, pre-casting will prevent them from doing it because they just aren't as fast. But if the Earthshaker shift Qs his blink ultimate, then it becomes this random chance thing where I don't understand why it works and why it doesn't sometimes, to be honest. So we'll see if we get it here where... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Haha, just kidding, guys. Where, if he... So in this case, I was able to stop him before he ults, and then he ults right after. But sometimes he'll get the ultimate off, even though we have pre-casted, and I don't know why. So there, you saw that I did the pre-cast trick, but he still ulted first. I don't know the specifics on why it happens. To me, it's just random. If one of you knows the reason why this works, then please leave a comment, let us know. But it doesn't really change the fact that we will still try to do this pre-casting in the chance that we interrupt his combo. I think it's still worth trying to do if it is safe to do so, right? We don't want to be like on top of Drow or anything. That's bad positioning. We will try to do this in a way that doesn't put us out of position. And if it works, great. It'll work guaranteed against most other initiators. Earthshaker's just a case where it's kind of random. And fortunately for us, many people do rely on blink, ulting, and casting it like that. And in that case, I think pre-casting will usually win there. Someone has to be like really fast on the timings for it to not work. And so this kind of trick is really good if you're like an older player who has slower reaction times. That's how I feel. And you're not one of those, youthful players with snap reaction times. But even the young players, they are not faster than instant. They can be fast, but pre-casting Yules is faster. So this can be used with Scythe, like I said, any other kind of Hex. I'm sure there's a couple I'm forgetting, but give it a shot. Disclaimer now, absolutely not necessary to do this trick. I should have said that at the start of the video. This is something that's useful, and that I do use it on high ground sieges sometimes if I have a Yule and I can do it so safely. But it's kind of rare where you need to do this trick, and it doesn't usually, mastering this trick is not going to suddenly burst you up in MMR. It's kind of an occasional opportunistic kind of trick. And so if you don't feel pressured to do this, if this is like too much for you and you don't like it, you absolutely don't need this. It might win you 1 or 2 games here or there out of a couple hundred, where you change one initiation, one team fight like that, and you win off of that. But many other times, there are easier things to work on to improve rather than this. So this is just an optional thing if you would like to give it a shot. But that's it. Thanks for watching.